So everyone's feeling a bit miserable because of the rain, so let's try and cheer up. Oops, she says as she falls over. So keep your shoulders down and then just gently. And again. 2 more. And then over. So next Friday, guys, just to let you know, I'm going to do bar at 9:30 because all my bar's class is like missing today. So they asked if I'd do a Good Friday. So I'm going to do a bar, and I'd already booked someone in for a massage at 10:30. I forgot. So if you want a bit more of a harder class, you can always put Zoom on. And 2, and then hold it over. Take a beautiful breath in. Really reach the hand forward. Big breath. Last one. And then just gently up and just take your gaze to that thumb and just sink a little bit more if you can, just to feel a bit of a stretch through the inner thigh. And then take that hand up and your gaze up to ceiling. Again, breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, in and out. Last one. Well done. And then take both feet and slightly turn them inwards, and then just take your hands so that they are interlinked, pulling through the chest muscle, chin to chest, and then just take the bum backwards and your arms up towards the ceiling, letting the head just hang. I think I had a little crack there somewhere.
Cracked, yeah.
And take a breath in. Two more. Last one. And just take the hands down to the sacrum, down to the floor. And then we're just going to gently start bringing our feet back so they're underneath the hips and softening through the knees a little bit and gently come back up to standing. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, well done. And let's just come to that other side. So again, nice wide stance. So that back foot slightly internally rotated, and we're just going to round sort of just to open up the shoulders and reach for 2, 3, 4, 5, and then over for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, hold it on that 1, take it over, you can take the gaze over or up towards the ceiling. Try not to collapse through that shoulder. 2 more breaths. Last one. Keep in that pose, but just come up with the hands. Take a gaze again at that thumb. Just sink a little bit just to feel that stretch more through the hips again. And then just gently up. Take a breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. In. Out. 2 more. Last one. And back to centre, beautiful. And then come in. So we'll do a little bit of balance work before our legs get too tight or too weak. So we're just going to take one foot in front and we're going flexion. Keep the tummy really, really tight as you take the leg backwards. Hold. And then keep that tummy in as we come back. I always find this balance quite tough, guys, so I always keep something at the side of me in case I kind of lose it a bit. And then back again. Reach the foot. So keeping that navel drawn in towards the spine. And again. 2 more. Last one. And lovely. Take that back foot down and take the gaze up to ceiling. Take a breath in. Last one. Bring the hands back to the heart, straighten that front leg, chin to chest, hips backwards, and just gently start floating down. Again, stop at the point where you think, oh, the hamstrings feel like they want to just twang a bit. So sometimes you feel like you want to take the hands to the floor, other times it feels a bit much. So just let the head just hang. Again, some deep in and exhales. Last one. Soften that front knee. Gently up. And we're just going to take one more balance if we can into that front foot before we stretch that calf out. So we're just going to lift the leg, lift it high, hold. If you can, grab, not easy this one, and grab that heel into. So again, if it feels a bit much, it's really nice stretch through the quads, but if it feels a bit much, you can just kind of bring it back into that position. And for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Back to centre and then cross that foot over the one that you've been stood on. Take the hips back, chin to chest, and very slowly just start mobilising the spine. Taking the weight forward, sit bones in the bum, reaching up for the ceiling. Just really let your arms become really heavy. Taking some lovely inhalation and exhalation. So try and breathe really deeply. 2 more. Last one, breath in. And all the way out as we restack that spine. Good, well done. So the leg you were at the back is the one that we were stood on, so we're now going to try and stand on that other one and repeat that balance work. So we're just going to take it up into that flexion of the hip. Keep that navel drawn in as we take the leg backwards. And then back. Just noticing, do you feel a bit more rocky on one side? Pushing that big toe into the mat. Last one. Take that back foot down, take your gaze up to ceiling. Taking a breath into a slight back bend. more. Last one. Beautiful. Straighten that front leg, chin to chest, hips backward again into that mobilization of the spine, that lengthening of the hamstrings as we take our hands towards the floor, stopping where you feel comfortable. If they're on the floor, just head towards the kind of knee area. Take a breath in and out. In and out. 2 more. Last one. Soften that front knee and gently up we come. Beautiful. And then just take the weight again into that front knee, a little bit of softness in the knee. Take it, you can just hold like this, or you can try and pull it into that dancer's pose. Just hold, pulling that heel into your butt, or just bring it into normal quad stretch. Take a breath in. Last one. Beautiful, well done. Take that leg in front again, hips backwards into that nice kind of hammy IT band stretch as we come down to the floor. Oh, that feels good. Take a breath in. After Wednesday and Thursday bar always feels lovely to stretch out, doesn't it? Yeah, mine are tight. I've got 2 marathon runners coming this afternoon, so their hamstrings will no doubt be. And take a big breath in and gently up. Beautiful, well done guys. Okay, let's come to the edge of our mat. And we're just going to do, just to get into them hamstrings again, we're going to just keep walking out. So we're not holding the plank particularly. We might hold it for like 5 or 10 seconds, but we're going to walk it out into plank, hold into downward dog, plank into upward dog. So chin to chest, a little bit of width through the, so feet slightly wider than the hips, just to take the pressure out of the hamstrings. And then we're just going to take the weight forwards into a lovely roll down. And just notice how the hamstrings and calves feel. And after we've done 4, do you just get a little bit further? So we're just going to walk into that plank position. So spreading the fingers really wide in plank, pushing up, out of the mat. So you're kind of pushing into the mat. So you're lifting your breastbone, you're not letting your breastbone drop. We're going to just hold that position for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and keep your hands there and just take your hips really nice and high, and then just take the right heel down and the left, so you kind of bend in one knee as you take the other heel towards the floor. Because it's a long downward dog, sometimes we bring our hands back a bit, the heels won't go quite as far as normal. And 2, whoops, and 1. And then just keep the core super tight as you bring your hands back towards your feet. Again, you might have palms, you might have fingertips, and just gently come back up. If you're feeling it in your back, roll down today, just soften your knees more. And then gently back. Let's do 3 more. Chin to chest, hips backwards, gently down. And just each time you should just feel like your hamstrings are just feeling a little bit better. This time we're just going to come down onto our knees and we're going to bring our elbows backwards towards the body as we take our chin, chest and reach up into that upward dog. tucking your tailbone, taking a breath in through the nose, and then tucking the toes back into your plank position, and then again back into that downward dog position. And then just this time take both heels towards the floor. So if you feel like you're lacking a little bit of upper body strength, kind of inversions are nice so you're not holding plank too long. And then just back to your feet. And then just gently up again. Shoulders back and down. Let's do that 2 more times. So into the plank and downward dog. So we take the hips back, gently down, letting the head just hang. Walking it out. And again, pushing the mat away, lifting up through the breastbone, holding, taking heels towards the floor. We're just going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the bum up nice and high, and this time just again take both heels towards the floor this time, feeling that stretch. So if you walk your hands back a little bit, you're more likely to get the heels down into that kind of shorter downward dog. Take a breath in and out. One more. And gently back. Oh. Delicious. And then gently back up. We're not going to do calf raises today. And then one more. So into our upward dog this time. So take the hips back, gently down. Gently walk out. So with upward dog, you can do it from a plank position into like chaturanga. If you knees are obviously a modification, but it's quite tough because you're kind of doing that tricep. So just go easy if you are trying it. Some people like to take the whole legs away like this. Yeah, so just do what feels comfortable. And then tuck the toes, take a breath in. And then just come down on your knees and take a lovely wide child's pose. So just gently taking the chest to the floor and just having a lovely little gliding action. Round to one side. Take the top hand, reach it long. Feel that gorgeous deep stretch through the lats. Take a breath in. And out. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. 2 more. Last one. And to the other side. Again, reaching forward. Take a breath into that top hand, reaching over the bottom. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Well done, guys. Come down onto your front. So let's do a little bit. We didn't do any calf raises, so we're going to do a little bit of work through the posterior. So we're going to take our hands either into goalposts, or you can just place them on the side of the head, as long as the shoulders don't hike up too much. So whichever one feels comfortable. Take your attention down to kind of the pelvic area, so you want to push the pubic bone down into the mat. Draw that navel, so physically feel that you are pulling your navel in towards your backbone. And we're just going to lengthen that right leg. Yeah, we're going to point the foot. We're going to try and keep the hips nice and level, but lift the legs so you kind of teeter in on the top of the thigh. So it's just working the butt into hip extension. So lift, squeeze in the bum cheek. Don't lift too high. You don't want your back to go into that lordosis kind of. You just want to try and keep the pelvis still. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then hold it, and then bring the heel into the bum and lengthen the leg. So again, try and maintain that navel to spine. And for 3, 4, 4 more, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Just drop it. Just have a little wiggle your bum. Release that back. And then just the other side. So again, really lengthen the left leg now. And again, hip bones on the floor. Tuck the tailbone a little bit, so you're protecting the back. Draw the tummy in, and then start. So lift the leg, and lower. Lift, and lower. Lift, lift. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up, bring it in and lengthen. And heel to butt for 2, for 3, 4, 6 more, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. And then just bend both knees and just have a lovely little windscreen wipe side to side. Oops. Rollers in my butt. And relax. Well done. If you've got a roller at home, I'm going to show you an exercise. If you haven't got one, don't worry, I'll show you an alternative. But it's really to kind of make the upper back nice and strong. So the alternative is, if you've not got a roller, is just to push your pubic bone down into the mat, draw the belly in, slide the elbows down, and you're just going to lift to about there. Keep the neck nice and long, hold for about 10 seconds, lower back down. Yes, start your setup again, push your pubic bone down, draw the belly in, slide, lift. If you've got a roller, you can try this. So you want to kind of, your forehead's on the mat, your palms, or your wrist is just kind of falling off the roller, palms are facing each other. What tends to happen is the shoulders want to really hike up, so try and really retract the shoulder blades, and then push your pubic bone down, draw the belly in, and you're just keeping your gaze towards the mat, and you're just lifting as far as you feel comfortable. Some people are really good at coming all the way up, some people don't like to come too far, they feel it in the lumbar spine. And then gently back down. Some people like to lift their legs. I don't. I prefer to keep my legs on the floor. Push your pubic bone down. But some people like to come up into like a swan. And then when they come back down, raise the legs. I don't mind doing that. I just don't like lifting kind of like that. Yeah, because I think you go into that lordosis. But everyone's different. So as long as the core is engaged, so push the pubic bone down, draw the belly in, slide the shoulder blades down, keep the gaze, hold our back. Isn't often in this position and it's really good for it. Can feel a bit uncomfortable if you're not used to it. So again, you can lift the bum and squeeze, lift the legs and squeeze as you come up, but take the legs back down. And again. And lower. And again, breath in, exhale up, and lower. Good, really just make sure whenever you're doing extension work that you're pushing pubic bone, keeping the navel in and that the bum is engaged as well. Lift. And well done. And then just again, take the roller away. Take your toes so they're just kind of bent, and then just take both heels to one side. And then the other side, just to release any tension in the back. 2 and 1. Well done. So we're going to do a little bit, come up onto your front. And we're just going to do a little bit of Superman but on 4-point kneeling. If you really don't like being on your wrist, you can do this on the floor. I'll just show you quickly. By pushing the pubic bone down, drawing the belly in, and you just lift opposite arm and leg, without twisting. If you're coming up on 4-point kneeling, drawing the belly in, keeping the core nice and tight, and you literally take opposite arm and leg and really reach. Hold, try and keep really still and bring it back to center position. Nice control. And switch sides and just notice have you got the same level of control. And back in. Go down again. Hold. And again. This is often one that if you look at an image of Pilates, they're always doing this. And then gently back. And again. And back. And again. And back. One more each side. Back in. The other side. And back. Well done. Just take 2 cat to cows. Cat to cats even. The other way. And again. Back to neutral, and then this time a little bit more for the bum. So we're just going to lift the leg up, we're going to draw the belly in. We're just going to pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to bend the knee, flex the foot, and just push the knee up. Not the knee, sorry, the foot. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last 2, 3, 4. Take that foot back, come into a plank type position. Lift the leg you've just been lifting and lowering, bring it in, tuck the foot under and the knee out to the side, into that pigeon. And then just lay yourself down onto the floor, and sometimes you can get not just a stretch in the butt, but a little bit in the lower back. Some people feel it a bit in their inner thigh as well. I like to sometimes take my hands in the opposite direction to my knee as well, just to open up that kind of lumbar spine area. Beautiful, and then just come up with the hands, but keep the legs where they are, and just see if you can pull that back heel into the bum. Hopefully it doesn't cramp the hamstrings, it sometimes can. Take a breath in, and out, in, and out. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful, well done. And then come back into that position again, just to do that other leg. So again, we're going to draw the tummy in. We're just going to take the opposite leg forward. Think very much about height, length of the leg, not height, not up here somewhere. So really lengthen it And then we're just pulsing it, squeezing the butt. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, and again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, flex the foot, push it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done. Come back into your plank position. Have a little raise into downward dog just to stretch the back a bit. And back again. The leg you've been lifting, bring it the knee in. Tuck the foot under, take the knee out to the side. And again, just feel that stretch into pigeon, mainly through your bum. Lovely. And then just gently up, and we're just going to again take that foot into the bum. Take a breath in. Should feel quite nice this because we did a quad stretch earlier. Yeah. That'd be a good image, that one. And fabulous, well done. Okay, we're just going to do one kind of stretch and then we're going to do a little bit of work through our core. So just take your, so if you want to sort of follow my instructions, otherwise if you look at me it gets a bit confusing. So right leg nice and straight, left knee over the right knee, yeah, and then, see what I mean, left hand goes behind your back and the right elbow goes to the outside of that left knee. You're just pushing the inner knee in and turning and taking it, really trying to kind of almost spiral yourself round. Yogis do this, but their arms and legs are very complicated. This is a slightly easier version. Take a breath in and out. Try and spiral or twist a bit more. Breath in and out. Last one. And out. Well done. Back to centre and then just straighten both legs and just sit like this. So nice, harder than it looks. Lift the heels a little bit. Just draw the belly in, shoulder blades down. And just take a rotation of the head. Back to centre. Rotate the other way. And 2 more. It's amazing how much you need your postural muscles just to sit upright, isn't it? And then back, and then just take a chin to chest. And then back up. And again, chin to chest. 1 more. And then just reach forward. You don't have to flex. You can if you want, but it's sometimes nice just to reach. Take a breath in. Last one. Restart back up. And then keep your left leg nice and still. Take your right foot over the left knee. Yeah? So your right hand goes behind the body and it's just the opposite one pushes in and you spiral round. I really feel this through my mid-thoracic. Just take a breath in and out. In and out. 2 more. Last one. And back to centre. Well done. So come on to your back, guys. And I think we need a nice kind of, just before before we do some abdominal work, let's do 4 mobility bridges just to mobilise. We've done quite a bit of kind of extension work. So just really feel that when you're laid on the mat, your neck needs to be, it's part of the spine, so you want a little chin to chest so the neck is nice and long. And more importantly, walk the shoulder blades down your back, so you're kind of walking your fingers towards your heels. Heels come in a little bit towards the bum, so the shins are underneath the knees. And you've got that lovely lengthening action through the collarbones. Close your eyes. Really visualise kind of your skeleton, so try and visualise your vertebrae and the little jelly discs in between. And just take a breath in. And then out breath as you gently roll that lower back into the mat. Start lifting your bum. You might only want to lift your bum at first and then come back down. Sometimes it's nice to just do a little pelvic tilt and a lift before you mobilise fully into bridge. So when you feel comfortable, you just start moving the bum away, the lower back, the mid back. So bridge is kind of multiple purpose really. Obviously mobilises and strengthens the back, but by pushing the knees and the shins forward, you are opening up kind of the hips, so particularly through that big psoas muscle, and just really strengthening through the posterior part of the body. And just take a breath in and slowly down, one by one. Really moving sequentially as you calm down. Really seeing your back imprinted almost in some sand. Won't that be nice? And again, take a breath in. Gently roll the lower back into the mat. Lifting the bum, the lower back, the mid back, just resting on the shoulder blades. So you've got that ski slope, the hips are nice and level. Breath in at the top, slowly lower. Just 2 more. Gently down. And our last one. Gently up. And we're just going to try and lengthen a little bit through the hip flexors. So once you're in that bridge position for the last one, just slightly elevate the right hip bone and the right knee kind of comes forward. And then the left hip bone and the left knee comes forward and the right. So it's kind of like a pelvic lateral tilt left to right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a breath in and slowly down. And always in bridge, I always like to just cross my ankles and bring my knees into chest and have a little stretch. You can have a little roll around. And the other way. Well done, guys. So let's do some abdominal work. So there's so many abdominal exercises. If I'm honest, I much prefer the spine when it's kind of down and we're not rolling all the time through it. So it just gives you a little bit of time to really get to grips with that pelvic stability. So just give yourself them lovely pelvic imprints forward and back. Forward and back. So spilling imaginary drinks into the mat will give you that gaping in the thoracic, which we don't want. And then as you bring the lower back into the mat, that's imprint, safe but not the ideal. And then just go back to that neutral spine. So if you imagine that you've got kind of a flat piece of paper on the front of your tummy, everything is still. So your pubic bone, belly button and hip bones are all level. And then just lengthen through the front of the chest, take a little chin to chest. Try your hardest to keep in neutral at all times. So think about that hot curl on the belly button and draw the belly button in towards your in towards your spine. Rib cage is in and down, and we're just going to bring the right leg up to tabletop and the left. And for a change, we're going to do double leg, but we're going to do our hands, our head on the floor. So I just want you to take your hands towards kind of your ears and imagine that you've got a top hat on. So try and keep it neutral, and as you take your legs out, you're taking the top hat off, and then you're rounding back to the legs as you bring them in. So straighten the legs, take the top hat back off, and then back round. And again, try and keep your chin to chest. So drawing the belly in, out, and then back. If the head and shoulders are weighing this, it can feel a really tough move. So again, drawing the belly in, keep the belly engaged into that double leg. Take your top hat off, circle round. And again for 4, 3, obviously the lower you take the legs, it's really hard to keep the pubic bone level. And 1. Well done, just wrap your hands around your lower knees and just bring again a little squeeze into chest. And then let's take it into our single leg stretch, but this time, because it's easier single leg, we're going to lift our head and shoulders away, and we're going to keep our chin to chest, take our right hand to the outside of our right calf, inner hand to the knee, so opposite hand to the inner knee, and you just switch, and switch, and switch. Keep drawing that belly in. Keep going, well done. Rib cage down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, good. And then just again, pull knees into chest, take a lovely breath in. And again. Just take your feet down to the mat, inner thighs together, and just have a couple of lovely supine spine stretches, just side to side. One more each side. Beautiful. Okay, let's stick with that core, guys. So sometimes it's really nice just to do a mat workout and just get used to kind of being on the mat again. So just bring your right leg up to tabletop, your left. And this time we're going to go into imprint. And we're just going to take our legs up nice and high. So take your hands underneath your head. So interlink your fingers together, thumbs into the nape of the neck, elbows wide in your peripheral. And again, really think about keeping the back on the mat today. Draw the belly in, rib cage closes, and we'll go into our scissor. So again, just go to where you feel comfortable. Don't let the pubic bone edge forward. So try and bring the top leg towards you a little bit, and the other leg goes down. And so I like to do scissor kind of like this. You can always do scissor so you kind of a little bit quicker, which obviously is pretty good for the core, but you just have to be careful that you're not letting the tummy down. So sometimes it's nice to do things fast and then slow it down. this more for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. And then just bring your right knee into chest, lengthen your left leg, take the left heel on the floor and point the foot. Last one. And switch. Lovely. Okay, let's stay in that. I knew time. I just enjoying myself too much. I knew time was going. Let's just do single leg circle. We'll try and do it, guys, without the band. So with the single leg circle, a lot of people kind of do this, and you know, it's a bit kind of uncontrolled. So what you want to do is take the leg up to the point where you feel that you're feeling a bit of a hamstring stretch, but you're not going into imprint. So you want to think about that pelvic stability in neutral again. Draw the belly in, so really feel that the abdominals are controlling the leg. And we're going to take the leg out to the side without rocking 3 to 9 on the hip bones, and then circle it down a bit. So what you're trying to do is virtually impossible, if I'm honest. I find it really tough to completely start in neutral and do not disturb the shape of the pelvis at all. So we're not rocking 3 to 9 or 6 to 12 on that kind of belly button and pubic bone. So a lot of people lower the leg too much and then they start arching and then they bring it up too far. And then go the other way, in, so you'll feel it a bit in the hip flexors as well. And just notice when you do the other leg how much more control you may have on one side. 2. So I always visualise running water underneath my lower back. Ugh. And then just take that foot and place it on the inner thigh of the other leg. Just kind of give the little bit of an opening. Good. And then the other side. So I have much more control on my right leg, this one. So again, draw the tummy in. So really close your eyes and just visualise if you could see your back from, imagine you stood underneath yourself. Your rib cage would be down, you'd have that little gap underneath the lumbar spine. And we're trying to maintain that shape as we take the leg out. Don't rock 3 to 9. Keep the core particularly tight as you lower the leg and back. So this side for me is much, much easier to control. This hip sometimes clicks. And again. And then go the other way. So just imagine that I've got my hand underneath the lumbar spine and there is no movement. There's no kind of easing up on the hand and no kind of pushing down as you bring the leg back up. Beautiful. And then just bring your feet so they are in a butterfly stretch, the soles together. Turn your palms up to ceiling and just have a little butterfly. This time, cross your left knee over your right knee, really nice and tight. And take your left foot to the floor as you turn your head the other way. Again, just lengthening, stretching out the back. This time use your nice belly breath. So inhaling, letting the belly rise to ceiling. Out, breath, release. And again. Last one. Back to centre and the other side. Take it over. Inhale, let the belly rise. Out, breath, release. 2 more. Last one. Lovely. And then gently back and just take both legs up and just really just push your your soles of the feet, the heels up towards the ceiling, lengthening out through the hamstrings. If you really tighten the hammies, a nice one to do with the legs against the wall. Just hold and then just do a little bit of flexion and pointing of the feet. So flexing and pointing, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point. And then this one's for Serena, who always watches the recording. Bend your toes in and wave them away. So toes are supposed to move and away. Bend in and away. And 3, 2, and 1. Take 1 foot down. Take a circle for 3. And the other way. Click, click, click. And then take the foot in and out. In, out, in, out. And then gently down. And then that other. And then again, circle. Circle back. And then in, out, and beautiful. And then just take your arms back, take a gorgeous breath in through the nose, chin to chest, and then gently up if you can, reaching forwards. Take a breath in and then back to centre position and come over onto, and we'll just do 2 lovely rolling cats in one direction. So take the hips in one direction, round the back, take the hips in the other, and then stick your bum up. And then again. I love watching people who've never done this before, some strange things happening. And then just tuck your toes. And then just come into your downward dog again, just taking 1 step down at a time. So heels towards the floor, heels towards the floor. And hopefully hammy should feel a little bit better. So just put the heels down, just have some nice little bounce in. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Soften the knees and walk your hands back to centre. Oh, and I feel all fixed. Gently. Thank you.
You are welcome.